In this episode, Ryan was answering questions from the audience on a live around how to find opportunities right now during the coronavirus and how you can all do the same to pay your bills, to cover your expenses, or even increase your profits and expand your way through the pandemic, with caution of course. If you are looking for that unlock to increase your income, you will find some answers in this episode. Mastermind on Mondays. Every Monday at 10 a.m, Ryan hosts a live mastermind session in the Facebook community group called the Property Crash Course. Get your burning questions answered around business, entrepreneurship, property investment, and more. Just post your question, problem, or challenge in the community group and tune into the live show called Mastermind on Mondays at 10 a.m.
Okay, so this is the Monday Mastermind session that I'm going to go through with you guys right now, okay? So I've got some questions that you guys have posted already. Remember, don't forget to post your questions in the brand new Facebook group that we just created. So for you guys on here live right now, that's a brand new group we created on Facebook. So you just go to Facebook, to groups, and it's called Property Crash Course. It gives you guys, all of you guys on here right now, whether you're watching live, this is streamed live, or whether you are listening on the catch up on the podcast next week on Monday, it gives all of you guys the opportunity to ask any questions at all about property, making money right now, the strategies we use, the strategies you're using or that you're interested in, and we literally answer all of your questions live on one of these mastermind calls, or you can leave your number, or we can invite you to a Zoom, and then we can actually go through it live as a mastermind instead of just a Q&A. So if you guys are comfortable to come on to a live mastermind session, just make sure you post the questions in the Property Crash Course, the new community on Facebook, and make sure you leave your contact details so somebody from my team can contact you and organize that, so you guys will actually be on the live, which goes live at 10 a.m. on Monday. Okay, guys, so right now we got quite a few questions about how to find cash flowing property deals right now in the pandemic. So right now, how to find property deals. So we've got quite a few questions that many of you guys have asked. So really, this live is going to be themed around that exact topic. I'm going to show you how we're finding high cash flowing deals right now and how you guys can obviously do exactly the same. So make sure you take some notes, make sure you've got some paper, make sure that you're ready to take action, of course, because none of this will be worth anything if you didn't actually do anything with it, okay? And my goal is to make sure that all of you have everything that you need so you can obviously replace your salary. You can obviously replace your income. You can provide for your family. Doesn't matter if you've been furloughed, doesn't matter if you've been fired, doesn't matter if one side of your business or the only business you have right now is suffering, because lots of people's companies are, and cash flow is. This is going to bring new money into your company, new cash flow into your business, new funds into your bank balance, which is the only way that's going to save you, or this is the only way that's going to save you during this pandemic. So enough of that negative talk. This is for anybody who wants to increase their income right now for whatever the reason may be. Let's forget all that negative stuff, okay? There is lots and lots and lots of deals out there right now, guys. I just want to reassure you, there's lots of deals out there right now. I'm going to give you some real strategies that you can actually follow, so you can go away after this live, after this mastermind session, and then find your own deals. Okay, guys, actually, while I'm on here live, I can see quite a few people are joining on this live now. What I'd suggest, if you have any questions about anything that we're asking or talking about right now, you can just post them below in the chat, and I'll see if I can, or I try and make sure that I answer all of those. If I haven't already answered them on this mastermind session, I'll make sure that I pick them up at the end. Okay, so there is lots of deals out there right now, guys, in the marketplace, wherever you are in the UK, there is deals available right now. I don't want any of you to think that there isn't. I don't want you to think that everyone's closed their doors, shut up shop, bolted the windows and boarded everything up, and there's just nothing happening. That is a misconception, okay? There's lots of deals around. There's lots of deals right now, okay, guys? And what I would say is the deals that you want to be focusing on are a particular type of deal, which only works right now, okay? Because if you imagine if you were buying a property in a conventional way to make money, which is a fantastic strategy in all markets, whether the market is rising, whether the market is static, or whether the market is falling, there is always opportunities to make money when you're buying property. I've bought through all of the cycles in the last 20 years. When I started investing back in, well, it would have been the year 2000, I actually bought my first property on the south coast of England in a small place called Bexhill, just outside Brighton, a small place called Bexhill, okay? Now that was 20 years ago. As you can imagine, 20 years ago, there's been lots of different cycles. There's been the dot-com boom where there was just coming back from a recession before, early 2000s. Then there was the credit crunch, and then there's been Brexit, and now there's been the coronavirus and lots of other peaks and troughs at the same time. So anyway, all cycles you can make money, whether it's going up, whether it's static, or whether it's falling. There's different strategies for different climates, okay? So right now, it's probably not a good idea to buy anything right this second. I'm not saying in 3 months time or 6 months time or 12 months time, it's not a good idea to buy. I'm not saying that. I'm saying right now during the pandemic, it's not a good time to be buying. And there's a few reasons for that. Is nobody knows how far prices are going to fall. They will be falling 100%. Nobody knows where the bottom is, like the stock market. So anybody jumping on the stock market dream thinking as it's fallen that much, it's an amazing time to get in. I think there is a lot more negativity to come around even the stock market. It's going to keep falling and keep falling. Maybe right now is a little bounce back, but that's it. It's just false security right now. So I would say anyone who's thinking they're going to jump into the stock market right now, make a killing, there's a lot more, or it's going to travel further down and down and down and down. You need to judge or to try to work out where the bottom is. But right now, I think there's the aftermath of what's happened with this pandemic hasn't even started yet. So we're still only 4, 5, 6 weeks in. It hasn't even started yet. The repercussions of what's going to happen from this they're going to go on for a very long time. Now, I don't want to be too negative, but I think, and who I follow and who I get advice from, they've been in the business longer than 20 years that I have. They've been in the business for 30, 40, 50, 60 years, okay, guys? The guys that I follow and that I look for advice. Now, it's going to get very, very bad, and there's going to be lots of blood in the water. Nothing like this has ever happened before. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about negativity. I'm here just to help you guys capitalize on what's happening right now in the market. And yes, I've said it, profit and coronavirus, or capitalize on the market right now. I got lots of stick for that the other day from other people, but the reality is we're in business, we're entrepreneurs. All of you guys listening, watching on this live right now, or in the Property Crash Course community on Facebook asking questions, or wherever you are, you're in business, you're entrepreneurial, you're in it to make money. So that still continues. So don't ever be ashamed of anybody saying that you can't profit from coronavirus. That's not what we're doing. We're not buying, toilet rolls and selling them for 10 times the amount. We're not stockpiling on pasta and noodles or rice, whatever is hard to get, and selling that. That's cheap. That's terrible. We're talking about our core business: property, investments, real estate, money, cash flow, all around a real business, okay? So we have to keep going, and that's what we do, and that's what we love, and that's what we enjoy. So that's what we're here doing right now, regardless of the climate. So anyway, buying property right now is time consuming. It takes a very long time to buy something, okay? Also, at the same time, there's big deposits to put in. The mortgage lenders are changing everything like that daily. They're changing loan to values, they're changing the risk, they're changing the rent calculations, they're changing everything basically to make it a lot harder. They're making it a lot harder because they know that they don't want to be overexposed, and they're already overexposed by offering 90, 95, 85, 80% loan to value mortgages, okay? So now, because they know they're overexposed, they're making everything a lot harder for investors to join. Okay, sorry, to join. I'm just reading some comments on this live. What I'll make sure that we do, it's a brand new Facebook community that we just opened. I'll make sure at some point during this live or by the end of the live, Ashni, that we make sure that you got the right address. But it's on Facebook, it's a group, and yeah, it's called Property Crash Course. It's got the picture of this podcast, just so you know, which is It's Just Business. It's black. If you can't find it, we'll make sure we get a link across to you at the end of this. It's a brand new thing we've just set up ready for Monday for you guys. Okay, so the property market, it's slow to buy now. It's difficult to buy now. They're making it harder to buy now. They're reducing loan to values, increasing the rental calculations. They're asking you, certain finance houses and banks, they're asking you to have cash flow to cover payments for a certain period of time and everything else. They want to see a bigger track record, a better track record, which is absolutely fine, but that just slows you down. Let's just think about this for a second. Let's say you buy a house right now, which might take you 2, 3, 4 months and loads of hoops to jump through. And then you don't know even if you got a 15% discount, that is not going to be enough, I don't think. 15% discount right now, because if the market keeps falling and falling and falling, and you go past the 15% that you thought you made by buying slightly below market value, you're not in a good situation. You're straight into negative equity. So why would anybody be rushing out to buy a property right now? It falls and falls and falls and falls and falls, but takes a while to do that for this pandemic and all the problems and the unemployment rising and everything else that has a knock-on effect. It takes a long time for that to fall down and down and down and down and down. It doesn't just rise 20% in one day. It takes also a long time to rise at the same time. So you just need to be patient, wait for the bottom, wait for the market to fall. Don't tie all your money up right now in buying something when you can make the same amount of money or more money when you don't buy the property. Now, lots of people would say service accommodation is dead. Right now, that's what they would say. Service accommodation is dead. But when you think about service accommodation a slightly different way, there's lots of money to be made. And there's lots of money to be made right now in service accommodation. And it's so much easier for you to get into a service accommodation deal. Okay, guys? Now, what I'm going to share with you right now is some strategies on how to find some service accommodation deals, because right now we're doing deals. Yesterday I went to look at a deal, okay? Now, in a big city on the South Coast, we're still doing deals. A big city on the South Coast, the biggest agent here constantly calls me and says, we've got this property, we've got that property, this property's empty, that one's empty, these ones have left. We need to bridge the gap on that one. This is a HMO. This has got this many bedrooms. This is 8 bedrooms. This is 6 bedrooms. This is 5 bedrooms. Do you want it? Okay. Now, I take as many properties as I can in a good climate from these guys. Even in a bad climate, I'm still taking deals from these guys. Let me give you an example about the deal that I went to look at yesterday. If you're already shortletting on booking.com or Airbnb and you're not generating 8,200 for your 3 beds, 6,200 for your 2 beds, or even 4,100 for your 1 beds each month, then oh my goodness, you're losing money every single month. Now, I created an ebook to show you exactly how we hit those numbers consistently in my business. And I want to give you a free copy so I can show you exactly how you can do the same. Just go to www.theyrentanihome.com/free book and tell me where to send your copy. Does that make sense? So the agent calls me and says, coronavirus pandemic, which we know we're in. I've done lots and lots and lots of deals with this company, okay, already. Now they call me and say, we've got this property, it's just come back on. We let it a long time ago. We had 6 tenants in there. They're all from China or South Korea. They're students, they're studying. We had a new kitchen in the property. We had a new bathroom in the property. It's got 3 bathrooms, massive kitchen, a utility area. It's got a big lounge as well, and then it's got 6 bedrooms on 2 floors, and it's terraced. It's a terraced house, okay? So they called me and said we were getting £2,730 a month for this particular property, 6-bedroom HMO, which works out at around about, what is that on that one? I think it's about 550. I think I get about 550 with the bills on that one. It was 2.7 anyway. This one was advertised at 2.7. So what they said is, TikTok Clock 999. That's a good name. So what they said is, this property, the tenants have just stopped paying the rent. We've agreed for them to completely leave and not pay any more rent. They're from overseas. They're from South Korea and China. They've got a flight back, which has been put on by their embassy. They're waiting in a queue. They're taking women, they're taking children, etc. And then they're taking anybody else, students and other people back to South Korea, back to China, that part of the world, okay, guys? So now four of them got on a plane, 2 of them were left, okay? 2 of them were left waiting for a place. They have to do checks, make sure they haven't got coronavirus, everything else, or they're not taking them back home. So they just refuse, we're not paying the rent anymore. This landlord obviously he's a student landlord, so now he's got no more rent coming in. Also, the student year doesn't start again until September, right? Around about the 15th, 18th of September. This particular city that I'm in right now recording this for you guys, I'm here in this city right now looking at these property deals, right on the beach. I'll show you in a minute. The sea's just here in front of me. I can see the pier just over here now. This particular city, what they've done in the university, in the halls, they've just closed everything, right? And what they've done is they've given all of the students in the halls rent-free periods to the end of the year as long as they leave. As long as they leave. So the university's closed. They're not doing any more studying or courses here. No one they want to stay on campus. They've invited them all to leave by a certain date so they get out of the campus, of the halls. They're refunding their money and they're making sure that nobody is on campus until next September. The reason they've done that is they've given the campus to security guards, to key workers, which is an undercover thing going on, but we've got lots and lots and lots and lots of these students in our properties, and some of these students work for us as well from the inside in the universities, which helps and helps and helps. So we're constantly on the pulse of the information of what's going on with the HMOs, the student properties, the student lets, the professional lets, the UAE students, and then we've got the EFL students, and then we've got the language students. So we're on the pulse of what's going on with the students right now in this city. Okay, guys, so these students just completely left. It means this landlord will have no money, no rent at all coming in until September. £2,700 a month they were getting, 2,730 I think it was, okay? Now, my offer for this property that I went to see yesterday with my partner, let me tell you a little story about this property as well. The agent just made a set of keys available to us. We went to their office, collected a set of keys. They went into their office is closed. We had a little sit down with them, obviously social distancing, etc. Grabbed the set of keys, found out the background about this property. And then I went there with my partner yesterday to have a look at the property. I actually filmed the video, so I'll post it in the community as well, so you guys can see the state of the property. The structure's good. It's had new kitchen, new bathroom. It's been decorated, brand new beds, brand new carpets and everything else. Only, I don't know, last September and January this year. So it's in very, very good condition, but it's very messy with the students and they're not paying, so you can imagine what they've done in the house. So we walk into this house, we're walking around, we just go through the bedroom or the hallway downstairs into one bedroom. Very clean, very tidy, empty. Obviously they've gone. We go to bedroom number 2. Very clean, very tidy, empty, looks very nice, ideal, desks fitted to the walls, wardrobes in the corner, brand new furniture, brand new beds, brand new mattresses, completely empty and cleaned. Very nice. We go into the kitchen and there is stuff everywhere. There's food in the fridge, lamb shanks in the fridge and all sorts. There's food all in the fridge and everything else. We're thinking this is a bit weird. Everyone's supposed to have gone and left. This house is empty, but there's still food. It's still within date. And it smells of noodles everywhere because they've been cooking all their lovely South Korean food. Soya sauces everywhere. We go around to the lounge and there's boxes in the lounge of like furniture and stuff ready to be shipped with DHL and stickers on the side, and this looks a bit weird. We're thinking there's all furniture and then there's like boxes of stuff and clothes. So we open the box and have a look. It's got people's clothes in and people's ID. One's got like a TV or some computer. And we're thinking this is a bit odd. We get out to the utility room and there's like washing out there and stuff like that. So I think this is a bit weird. The house is supposed to be empty. We get upstairs and then we find that we've gone in one of the bedrooms. We're in another bedroom now. Open the door and there's just a South Korean guy there, more or less just in his like shorts and pants with a headset on, playing on a computer. He just turns around and just takes one headphone out and just says, like, "Hi, I'm Taekwon." And that's it. Puts his headphone back in and carries on. I'm thinking, this is a bit weird. One guy's here, no one's supposed to be here. Anyway, we get to the next bedroom, open the door, find there's another student in there. He's asleep. Anyway, we go back to the agent. They're all supposed to have left. There's still 2 in there. I think they're just waiting for the last of their flight. 4 have gone, 2 are still left. So cut a long story short. We went to view this 6-bedroom HMO, excellent condition apart from how the tenants have left it in the property. It used to rent for £2,730 a month. It's going to be ours for under £1,000. Under £1,000 a month. This particular deal is going to actually cost us £150 a room. £150 a room is what we're going to be paying for this 6 rooms, okay? So it's just under 900 actually costs us. And we know in the city right now, we let 2 more rooms yesterday. 2 more rooms went yesterday, and they actually went at 424. So that's very, very low, but it's low because of the climate that we're in, but we're renting things like that, like that. Like that. Our student rooms are professional HMOs. They're going quick and quick and quick. So we're picking them up around 150 a room and we're renting them at 424 a room. Okay? 424, picking them up at 150, rent them at 424 a room right now. So that house will make us around about £1,500 a month just by doing these deals, taking on HMOs, student properties, professional HMOs, and student lets below the market rent right now, because there's students just leaving, there's students just packing their things and going, and now the landlords are left with these empty properties. So this particular strategy, guys, this is how you can make money right now. This is how you can find cash flowing deals right now in the market, whatever city you're in. If there's a university there, this is great, okay, guys? Now, what we're doing with these student properties is we're just turning them around and dressing them slightly different so they work for professionals. Because there's no students around now, it's simply taking the student properties out of one market, the student market, and putting them into a different market, which is professional market. So as you can imagine, we've got key workers that still need, we've got security guards, which are staying with us. We've got key workers, we've got NHS staff, we've got people that work in the hospitals, anybody involved in any critical work, which are allowed to work right now, even some construction workers, lots of security guards are staying as well, and builders as well. When there's builders on certain sites, I think, they've made decisions to continue working. That's up to them. If they've got the permits, if they've got the documentation, if they've got key worker status, if they've got authorization, if they've got everything that they need, then we're absolutely fine with them staying with us. And we're giving these guys 3-month flexible contracts or even holiday rental contracts. So we're not stuck issuing ASTs and then all the shenanigans and problems that comes with that. So using licenses, okay, guys? So that's one strategy that works right now. If you're in a city, or you're not even in a city that has a university, if there's a city near you that has a university, trust me, if you contact the letting agents in that particular city that have student properties and just ask them, do you have anything that's empty right now? These are fully licensed, already set up HMOs. Remember that. They don't have to be kept as student properties. They're HMOs, fully licensed. They've done all the work. They've spent thousands, the fire doors, the smoke alarms, everything else. They spent thousands to get them up to this grade. There's lots of these empty guys. At the same time, landlords have done deals with tenants for tenants to leave if they haven't got the rent, but they're not going to find new students right now. So they will sit empty. Now, all of May, all of June, all of July, all of August to take them into September. Now, some of you guys might think that's only 4 months, okay? You might think, but that's only 4 months. There's a couple of different ways you can structure the deal. You can bridge the gap with the agent right now or with the landlord to say, I will take the property on right now and I will just take it on way below the market rent, so your bills are covered, the council tax is covered, all the standing charges for utilities are covered, and you're going to give them around about £150 to £200 a room per calendar month, which will more or less, if not completely, pay their mortgage right now with the rates that are so low. Or if they get the payment holiday, they've got no mortgage to pay for 3 months. So you can obviously take advantage of that, profit from that, because there's nobody else which is going to rent that particular property. Who else is going to rent it? All of May, all of June, all of July, all of August for 4 months. Who else is going to rent it? Students can't rent it. Some of the agents are only issuing ASTs and they're thinking like 6 month minimum. So they just think, well, we can't rent it to anybody because we can't issue a 6 month AST. Okay, guys? If they're just not flexible enough, if they're not creative enough, you come in, this is where we come in, and we're snapping these deals up all day long, because if we're making around £1,500 a month, okay, from each property, obviously we have to rent it to let it, but we've got good strategies for that, good tactics for that, good marketing for that. If any of you guys need any of that, just make sure you post in Property Crash Course community. Make sure you post in there and just ask for anything that I spoke about today, because on Fridays we're completely giving away whatever you guys need for free. You need the contracts, you need the scripts, you need the documents we use, you need the clauses in the agreement, you need to know what we say to the agent, you need to know what we don't say to the agent, you need to know how we structure the deposits with the agent, you need to know what contract we use. If you need to know anything at all, on Fridays, we're giving away anything and everything that you guys need, from mastermind sessions, from paperwork, from scripts, from contracts, from training programs, all for free. 100% free in my podcast, It's Just Business, which is in the bio. The link is in the bio of this platform right now. Not this platform, this platform. So TikTok is in the link in the bio. As long as you subscribe to that podcast, on Fridays, I give away anything that you guys ask for that you need to help you go forward with your business. Okay, guys? So anything I'm talking about today, right now on this live, on this mastermind to help you guys, just make sure just write it down. If there's anything you need, post it in the community, Property Crash Course. I'll send the link in a moment after this, and I just give it away for free to help you guys. Okay? So you would just talk to the agents and you'd find out in your city any agent. Somebody said that they're struggling to hear. Let me see what I can do about this. Hold on one second. Okay. Is that better? Ashneet, is that better? I'm just going to pause for a second because all good now. Brilliant. Fantastic. You can hear. That's great. Okay, so if any of you guys are near a university or want to do business in a city that has a university, all you need to do is contact all of those agents and ask them, have they got any empty properties right now? Have any tenants left that haven't paid the rent? Have any gone back overseas? Okay, tell them you're a company that can bridge the gap to rent that particular property, provide some income right now immediately for the landlord until they want the property back, which will usually be September, mid-September, when they want a new batch of students to come in. Now you have two choices. Right now, a property that would rent, okay, for around about £500 per month per room. Okay, that property, you can pick that up for around about £150 a month per room right now. That's what we're doing. We've been doing this since last year. It's not a brand new thing, only because we was doing it at the right time in the market when the student year had basically started and there was a glut of properties on the market. That's when we go shopping big time, okay? For student properties, for HMOs, for professional HMOs, then. Now everybody's in and they're all up and running, and then the student year's ticking over and now they're getting ready for September, but then people are leaving now, right now, since the pandemic. So we go shopping again right now. It just comes down to timing. So right now we're going shopping again and we're renting these properties. We're re-renting the properties, so subletting them through agents with consent, okay? and everybody is happy. And it's making a very good margin for us, around about £1,500 a month per property. So let me ask you all a question. Who would not be happy with making £1,500 a month right now in the heart of the coronavirus just for the next 4 months? Just for the next 4 months. Because if you can imagine, you cannot structure these deals in this way at that low rent in the good climate from September, when they know they can get £500 per room per month. So that would take the property right back up to around about 3,000, but you can get it right now for about 900 a month, okay? My team does this all the time, bridging the gap, okay? We took on a portfolio of 6 at one stage last year. We took on about 47 rooms in the portfolio. These are all cash flowing, already set up student properties.
Make sure you've subscribed, because tomorrow you'll get nothing but the truth on Tuesdays. Every Tuesday, you'll get nothing but the truth. This offensive and explicit episode covers current issues, trending topics, and more that will punch you in the face with the truth. If you can't handle that, don't listen, because Ryan does not hold back. And if you're up to no good, we're watching.
Now, many of these are student properties. So what we do is we see if there's enough tenants, clients at the time of the year, at that particular time, to put them in the properties. If not, we just switch them all to professionals. So all we really do is look at the market, where we are at the time. Is there enough students? There is. If we can get one group in on one contract, great. If we get them in separately, then that's okay. But if there's not enough students, then it just gets switched to professionals, okay? Now, all we're really doing is changing the bedding. We're changing how the property looks. We're changing the advert. So it doesn't say students. It might say mature students welcome, but it doesn't get advertised as a student property. So we're just taking a student house out of one market and putting that student house, which is a HMO fully licensed, into the professional market. How many people do you think need rooms right now? In cities, how many people, key workers, hospital workers, NHS workers, hospital staff? There is still companies that are working. There's still people that are traveling. There's still nurses. There's still doctors. There's still contractors. There's still sky engineers are still working. There's still Southern Water. We've got Southern Water tenants, which are on big projects here in the southeast in Brighton. And they're like sending their people down. Security guards. Look at all the properties right now. Companies that are empty. They're boarded up. What do they need? More or less round the clock security guards to make sure that squatters don't go in and they break in and they steal stuff. So security guards are classed as key workers right now. So they're everywhere in the big cities. You'll see them driving around, Swallow Security or whatever their names are. Different companies, independents, just like the bouncers that wear the SIR or SIA tags on their sleeves. Those guys, they need places to live. They're guarding the universities in Brighton right now. They're guarding the universities in Southampton, in Portsmouth right now. They're guarding the shops which are closed so nobody steals all the stock. They're guarding warehouses. These guys are still working, still traveling, and they're going all around the country away from home to keep feeding their families. Okay? So these guys are still working. Builders on site are still working. Basically, there's lots and lots and lots of people still working, still traveling. Okay, guys? And as long as you get the rooms at the right price, we made a little tweak a few days ago because now I've got an 8-bed HMO, which is about to come on. It was a student property. It's one of mine I've already got, and it was full of students, okay? Their contract runs out further down the line later in the year. It's a 3-year deal I've got on that, but their contract runs out soon, okay? But they've all gone home. Because the university's finished. So I've done a deal with them where they all leave by June or a little bit earlier, and I'm sort of buying them out of their contract or letting them buy themselves out of their contract. And then I'm bringing that one back on the market, just changing a few things in the house. Just doesn't cost a lot of money at all. These are not big numbers to change these things. It's just how it's presented from students to professionals, okay? 8 bedrooms, 8-bed HMO, 3 bathrooms, one I've already got, okay? I've had it a while. And I'm bringing that 8-bedroom to the market. And I had 3 other rooms empty in another 2 properties, another 2 professional house shares that I've got, okay? 3 more rooms which are available. Then I've just taken on 6 more rooms from this deal that I saw yesterday. So right now, it was like, obviously I wanted to move some rooms quickly. So I've just made some small changes on the prices, okay? And what's happened is, in the last like 20 hours, I made some changes on the prices on the properties, because now I just want to balance everything. I only had 3 rooms left, so I was happy that the prices were a little bit higher. Now I've got 8 more rooms the next day to fill, and now I've got 6 more rooms from yesterday, the deal yesterday, to fill. So now I've got a lot more rooms at the same time, plus the free. So I made some changes. I brought it down by £50 a room. I crashed the prices down from, what they come down to now? $395 plus the bills, right? $395. So basically they are, £424 is what I did them for. Brought them down to $424. And like that, the phone was ringing off the hook. The emails were coming in off the hook non-stop, and both of those are completely gone in about the last 20 hours to make way for the new ones, the 8 new rooms we've got, the 6 new rooms we've got. So, does anybody on here right now think that is not a good time to go out shopping for properties? They have to be at the right price, guys. They have to be at the right price. But I'm talking going straight in at the bigger league. 5 bedrooms, 6 bedrooms, 7 bedrooms, 8 bedrooms, fully licensed HMOs that would normally rent for around £500 a room in a good climate. Because of where we are right now, because of the uncertainty, there's lots of students that have gone home. You're just changing the strategy on that property from students to professionals. Professionals are crying out for properties right now, okay? They need these properties. If you're picking them up around $150 a room, collecting $500 a month a room, we're making around about £1,500 a month. We're happy to bridge the gap on all of these properties. We've done it before. We're doing it again right now. Who would throw away £6,000 for 4 months worth of work when you've done it all once and you just keep repeating that system, repeat that cycle, and then obviously it just keeps bringing in around £1,500 a month. It's a fantastic strategy, guys, and it works right now. Whew. Okay, so let's have a look. Many of you guys were saying, what is the strategy right now for finding properties or making money from property right now? So you've been asking questions on the podcast, you've been emailing questions in, you've been asking questions on social media. We've got a brand new community on Facebook. We've just opened, ready for Monday when this goes live for the live masterminds. We're taking callers, so live on the mastermind, you get to ring in. So just like now, I've gone through your questions and the questions coming up on the screen from the social platforms. But from Monday, it's live, it's 10 a.m. You can post your questions before, and then you can also join in on a Zoom call or on a live stream and ask questions, or ring in at the same time. We're going to go through and break down, obviously, the strategies, the tactics from all of your questions on that live mastermind. Okay, so it's completely open. So I hope you got some value from this live right now. I'm going to take some questions from you guys. If there's nothing I've already answered or anything I've missed, I'm just going to have a look on the screen and see. So if you've got any other questions, post them in the chat. I'll just answer your questions, guys. And then I look forward to having you on the live on Monday. Okay, so Ashneet. Okay, contract between the landlord and the tenant. Okay. So you're looking for the contract between the landlord and the tenant. Okay. Now what I'll do is, can you post your email to me? Ashley, can you post your email to me so I can actually get a copy of that to you? Can you post your email to me on this platform here? Or I know you follow us on online on lots of different platforms. I've obviously seen you commenting a lot, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. You're everywhere, which is great. I really appreciate that. So I'll tell you what we do. You want the contract? Brilliant. You want the contract? Let me get a screenshot of that. Fantastic. So in the contract between the landlord and the tenant. Okay, what I'm going to do is, because we've got this new thing that starts on Friday, it's called Free Fridays. Everything that anybody wants, anything that you need, I'm just giving it away to you guys for free. Contracts, scripts, documents, templates, paperwork, clauses for your agreements, mastermind sessions, one-to-ones, phone-ins, so to help you scrutinizing your deals, anything you guys need. That's on Friday, Free Fridays. So what I'm going to do is I'll give you obviously that exactly what you need, exactly what you asked for, that particular contract. And what I want to do is get you on the live on Friday so I can literally give it away to you for free. Okay, guys, so it will help other people knowing that you was on here already a few days before, and then you just asked for something that you needed to help you, and it was given away to you completely free on Friday. So what we'll do is get you back on the live on Friday, and I'll make sure that we give you exactly that what you need. So my team will email you, just tell you what you need to do, what time the live is, and we'll literally just give that away to you on Friday. So make sure you're on that live so we can give it to you free Fridays. Okay, guys, that's brilliant. And what else is there? Okay, what is the right price for West London area? What is the right price for West London area? If you're talking about the strategy that we just went through right now, which is picking up student properties, HMOs, way below the market value, up to 75% below the market value with some of the HMOs that we pick up. Okay, guys?
Every episode, we read out the best reviews that you have taken the few seconds to write for us, which we really do appreciate. This week, Christina Impero said, "Great ideas, good to listen to. Help me drive my business forward, definitely recommend." If you want us to read out your review on the next show, all you need to do is tell us what you think about the episode or the show by leaving us a review. We would love to hear your thoughts.
If you're saying what is the price in West London, again, it's all relative, okay? I'm talking about some deals that we looked at right here in the South Coast. I'm here now. I'm just going to spin the camera around. Can I spin the camera around? Let's have a look. Can I spin the camera around? I don't know if I can spin the camera around. Maybe I can't. I was going to show you where we are right now. Right here on the South Coast, looking at some property deals and looking at the numbers. So if you can imagine, just to give you an idea, okay? If you're looking to make at least £1,000 a month from some of these student properties or HMOs, you just need to look at what they used to rent for. So you'd have to look at what is the market rent for a room of that caliber in that house, in that area. I mean, if you're talking about West London, okay, now we've had some deals in Parsons Green, okay, in West London, a whole building. There was 7 properties in there in total. The whole building was converted. There was a basement conversion that was done. It was a deal that I had from, when was it, about 2014. So we turned it into like exclusive, like executive suites. So some were hotel rooms with their own bathrooms, and then we had 2 studios in there. So they were all self-contained, and there was a massive shared kitchen at the same time. Now, back then in West London, this is Parsons Green, there was, or the market rents for a room of that caliber were around about £900 a month per room. So it was completely self-contained, a bit smaller than a studio, but it had everything that you need, like a studio, but a bit smaller. So there was 5 like that, and then 2 proper studios, okay? And the market rent for those back then were around £900 each that we got for them, okay? The smallest ones, the rooms, like hotel rooms. And to do that deal now, if they were renting at £900 a room, we would expect, if we're talking like students have been there, now the properties are vacant, they've got all the licenses, they're HMOs. And if we wanted to make around about £1,000 to £1,500 a month on these to bridge the gap as short lets, now I would expect to go in at no more than about £350 on those. But this is all relative, okay? It's all relative. So all you need to do is whatever area you're in, look at how much that room rents for to a student. Look at how much a student pays, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800. Look at that number first, and then work out what a professional pays. Now, all you need to do is look on certain websites, okay? I'm not going to say the websites on here because I taught some people, some investors, some joint venture partners a strategy to use a few companies. where you can look for deals on their website. So there's a complete strategy of how to get the deals on their website and get the contact details for the landlords on those websites where you could call them. And we had some complaints, and we had this company contact us and ask us if we didn't take the training down, which was in the public domain, they would threaten us with legal action. And that's just because it's one strategy that we've used as investors to get the contact details for landlords, okay? So without mentioning any names, if any of you guys are looking for comparables, all you need to do is look at where the property is advertised right now. It might be on Rightmove. It might be, Rightmove is fine to mention. It might be on any of the private to-let websites, okay? Then you know how much it is per room for a student, for example. And then you want to have a look at how much the same properties go for to professionals. So you may look on, say, spare room, okay? That's one idea. So then you have a look to see how much they go for professionals. They're probably more or less around about the same rate. There might be a little fluctuation. Student might be less, professionals might be more. Obviously, so you can compare the two. And then just work backwards. If there's, well, depending on how many rooms there are, if you need to make at least £1,000 to £1,500 a month out of this deal, remember the property will be empty. The students have left. The landlord just wants to bridge the gap. They're not going to find anybody else to rent the property because they only really issue 6-month ASTs. There's not 6 months between now to get them to September to when the landlord wants a new group of students moving in. Okay? So you can be very aggressive with the price. Remember, the landlord's probably going to get a mortgage holiday for 3 months. If not, they're on the lowest possible interest rate they could ever be on as long as they have a tracker mortgage or they're on a variable mortgage. Okay? So they're paying next to nothing for the property. Okay? And they don't want to be paying the council tax. They don't want to be paying the bills. So that's where your offer, even at £150 a room, is worth a lot more to them because you're paying the bills, you're paying the expenses, you're paying the council tax, you're paying everything else, all the electricity, all the gas, all the standing charges, the TV licenses, and they're getting around £150 a room. So about £900 for a 6-bedroom house, okay? So you have to be relative and just have a look at how much the room used to rent for. If rented at $500 a month, you can probably be getting it around $150, $200, okay? If you rent for $1,000 a month, you could probably get it for around about $400 a month, okay? That's what you need to be looking at. I hope that helps. Okay, brilliant, brilliant. Okay, so this is just one strategy that I'm sharing with you guys, how we've been doing it for a long time. This is not new to us. We're not just doing this in the coronavirus. I do it every year around about, basically when the students are all in is when the landlords, when the agencies get nervous. When the students are all in, which is by the first week of September, is very late. If you imagine the students go looking for properties in January of this year right now, to move in the middle of September this year. January, they've done probably 75% of their shopping. They've done most of their deals. They found their properties for the next student year in the January of the start of this current year. Okay? When you're in February, March, April, May, June, July, there's only a few stragglers left in that are looking for student properties at that particular time. Most of them are in. 90% of them are in probably. There's a few stragglers, okay? So we normally go shopping from around about, well, the best time, I like to leave it late. The best time is around September. It really is, because we have all the leverage. If you can imagine, if it's September, the property's empty. The agent's got the property. The landlord's advertising the property. There might be 2 other agents advertising the same property. Okay, guys? That landlord could have that property sitting empty all the way until September of the following year. So when we come along and offer around £150 a room, around about £900 for a 6-bedroom HMO, fully licensed, completely decorated, everything's up and running, it's furnished. It's probably got brand new furniture in there, ready for the new set of students. These landlords are accepting those deals because it would sit empty otherwise. Okay, guys? It would sit empty. So this is just one strategy. We do this every year. We take on portfolios. We take on lots of rooms, student properties, and just turn them into professionals. Rent them out to professionals. And to be fair, we do whatever needs to be done in the market at that time. If there's loads of students, we rent them to students. If there's no students, we turn them into professionals. We just take professionals. If there's some students, but we don't want to mix professionals in, we give them to the language schools at that particular time, who come around about January. So there's different times, different parts of the year, who the market is, okay? And there's always professionals to fall back on. If you can't fill it with students first, language students, we go to professionals. Some we just switch straight to professionals. I hope you got some value from this. I'm just going to make sure that I'm just going to check this this Facebook group for you guys. It's a brand new group that we set up. Okay, guys, and somebody just said, let me check it. Somebody just said that they couldn't actually find the group. Okay, so I'm going to try and get the thing on the screen for you guys. I'm just going to test it. So if you just hold on 1 second, it's a brand new Facebook group we just created to take questions from you guys. So if you go to Facebook and you go to groups, let me have a quick look. And then you look for property crash course. I'm going to type it in now. It's a property crash course community. You should find it. It should pop up. So let me have a little look. Okay, I found it straight away. Let me click on it. So you go to Facebook, groups, and just search Property Crash Corp. Property Crash Course, sorry. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the 5th one down. Okay, so it was created on the 5th of April. It's a brand new group. It says Ryan Otto Property Crash Course Community. I'm just going to have a quick look. Okay, so it's called the Property Crash Course Community. And it's live now. There we go. 5th of April it's created. So if any of you guys can't find it, just send me a link on social or send me a question on social. I'll make sure that I post a link. Oh, actually, I think I can get the link. I can get the link across here now. Let me see. So it's it's Facebook.com. I'm just going to put it in here now. And it's /groups / here it comes. It's called Property Crash Course. That's it. Property Crash Course. Okay, I've just posted that to everybody. So it's facebook.com /groups and it's called Property Crash Course. As it happens, I think somebody in my team has changed the picture. Okay, so it hasn't got the black icon. This might be what's confusing you guys. It actually has a picture. Oh, I know that picture. It actually has, it's been changed. It's a picture of me giving a presentation in the 2008 crash. I recognize that photo. The 2008 property crash. In the aftermath, I held some keynote talks around, speeches around England, helping investors, entrepreneurs, business people, high net worth individuals, how to capitalize on the market right then, which was guaranteed rent. We was teaching service accommodation. We was teaching on it with a slightly different twist to it. This is back in 2008, 9, 10. And we was also teaching lease options back then. The only strategies that worked in the market right then at that particular time. Okay, guys? So I hope you got some value from this episode. I would love to hear your thoughts. You can hit me up on social or you can ask any questions you want in the Property Crash Course community on Facebook. So it's a picture of lots of people sitting there at a presentation that I gave, a keynote speech in London with me on the stage to stay on the right hand side. So if you're looking for that picture, it's like grey scaled out. Okay, so it's like a faint light blue picture. Okay, guys, so look out for that group. I put the link in the chat and yeah.
He's a #1 Amazon bestseller. He's an NLP manipulator. He's a property course seller. He's a Lamborghini driving multi-millionaire property guru. Forget that same old boring I am me narcissistic podcast format, because nobody gives a fuck. This podcast is all about you. So I'm taking these few seconds to thank you for subscribing, to thank you for leaving your 5-star reviews, and thank you for sharing this show with all of your friends. My team and I will keep bringing you these episodes and answering all of your burning questions in my Facebook community group called Property Crash Course. If you can just keep telling all of your friends about this show.